Critical news coming in this morning, the fact that the government has now cleared 31 electronic component projects, and it's a 7,900 crore rupee investment which has been approved under the CMS scheme. So let's start a little bit more about this. We've got Mr. J.S. Gujral, the MD at Syrma SGS Technologies, joining in on the show right now. Mr. Gujral, morning. Welcome to ET Now. Thank you so much for your time. Tell me, how does the 60 crore rupee Coil project fit into Syrma's larger component manufacturing strategy?
We had a strategy of going for the backward integration, and we started off with the PCBs, the laminates, the flexible PCBs, the camera modules, and now the coil projects. These would be high specialty coils. So it's a part of the making a sort of developing an ecosystem for the electronics manufacturing in India. So this fits into perfectly in that strategy, what we had planned.
Just Mr. Gujral, hi, this is Harsha. Trying to understand, does the approval come pretty much on time? Is it slightly delayed? Is it earlier than what you were anticipating? Give us your sense on the timing of the approval, just to try and get a pulse of how the government is thinking of this.
I think the government has done a phenomenally good job, and I'm not saying just to praise the government. The window for the ECMS closed on 15th of September 2025, if my memory serves me right. And the first tranche was sanctioned on 27th October, where we got the PCB approvals. So in about less than a year, the government has cleared almost all the applications. And whatever we had filed, it has all been cleared. So I think it's now the heavy lifting for the industry begins now. Getting sanctioned is the sort of one part of the game. The real heavy lifting of executing projects on time, without delays, without cost overruns. I think the heavy lifting job for the industry begins now. The government has done its part.
Okay. And just, sir, if you can give us a perspective, what's the total Capex that you're putting up for this plant, and what's the timing of manufacturing or production commencing?
So this is a comparatively smaller capex of about 60 crores. And the plant has already been sort of, the civil infrastructure of the plant has been refurbished and done up. The equipments are now being ordered. And I think we are already into manufacturing of very high specialty coils. We are only expanding and expanding the scope and the complexity of that product. So I think in about 6 to 8 months' time, we should see commercial production in this particular thing beginning. Because it's a small capex, does not require a long lead time. Now, overall, under the ECMS, we have got approvals for about 1,800 crores of capex. The PCB plant capex is on time. The building is almost complete, and we expect to start trial production by March of 27. The camera modules, the vendors have been identified, negotiations for equipments are going on, the civil infrastructure is ready. The clean room is to be created, which will be done in about 3 months' time. So the coil, the camera modules, I think should see the light of the day in terms of production between March and July of 27. The PCBs, the trial production should start by March. So pretty much on track as of date.
So, Mr. Gujral, just coming back to coils specifically, will they be used internally in Syrma's EMS or PCBA operations, or primarily sold to external customers?
So it will be both. We import coils, some high specialty coils for our power supply business, or we source it from Indian companies. So it will be a mix of both. And end of the day, we'll see what is the cost and benefit of analysis of making it in-house or sourcing it from Indian companies. But wherever we are importing, they would definitely be substituted by in-house manufacture.
And how much, what does this do to your margins, Mr. Gujral, if you can give us a sense? Because this will largely be margins which will come in-house to you now. And of course, the external sales that you make, how competitive are you versus some of the foreign companies from which you are importing currently?
See, we are currently also exporting coils, and we are importing also both. The value of this business is not very large. It's about 200, 250 crores. So whatever value addition of the 200 crores, assuming I do 200 substitute my imports or external buying of 200 crore, and whatever value addition I'm paying to the outside vendor gets into the business. But by the time we scale up, our business revenues will be 6,000, 8,000 crores. So a 200 crore margin addition on a 200 crore business will not tilt the needle significantly, but develop an ecosystem for long-term sustenance of the business.
Okay. And sir, you said it'll take around 6 months to boot this up. What does your capacity utilization say in FY28 and thereafter in FY29? If you can give us some perspective. And therefore,
all these, yeah.
Do you become completely import independent in FY28 itself or maybe FY29?
See, we would like to become independent of imports, but end of the day, it is a business case which we have to stay to make in-house, volume production, some small quantities which require more sort of sophistication or more capex, we may still import. So it's a business decision. But this plant should start producing by around this time next year. And next 2 to 3 years, it should sort of attain full capacity.
Interesting. Okay, Mr. Gujral, great to have you today on the show. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, Syrma definitely is going to be one stock to look out for, as would be some of the other EMS plays as well. Tell you what, we'll take a very quick break. We'll come right back with Sandeep Sabharwal and Kunal Bothra.